Okay, we are back in Google Drive to talk about Google Docs. Google Docs is the Google app in which you can create a Word document in order to type, whether it be a paragraph, a short story, your writer's notebook. This is just a plain Word document app. So there are actually 3 ways that you can create a Google Doc. And so I'm going to show you each one of those, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you can do within Google Docs. So the first way to create a Google Doc is by creating it within Google Drive. When you open your Google Drive, the first thing you're going to want to do is pick the folder that you're going to save the document in. So I'm going to select my Language Arts folder. And once I open that folder, I'm going to go over to the New button. I'm going to click on Google Docs, and it's automatically going to create a new blank document for me that is untitled. And I'm going to give it a few seconds here to just get loaded. Okay, once the document has loaded, you'll be able to change the document title, and as soon as you change the document title, you can go back to Google Drive and see the document in your folder. So I'm going to rename this document just by clicking on it, and I'm going to put this as test document because this is what I'm going to use to show you how to use Google Docs. So when I go back to my Language Arts folder, my test document automatically appears there. And then I always will know where it's at. So that's one way to create a Google Doc. The other way to create a Google Doc is if you go into Google Apps and open the Docs app, it will take you to this page that is just Docs. And you can create and start a new document by clicking on the blank. The only issue with going with this route is that when you click start the blank, it's going to pull up that untitled document just like we did, but it's automatically going to save it just to your drive. It's not going to be organized into any folders. So you're going to have to move this document into the correct folder after you create it. So I would recommend, if you are just creating a document, to do it through Drive as opposed to doing it through Docs. But if you do decide to do the Doc route, once it loads, I will show you how you can move it. Okay, so once you've created the doc, you can rename it again. And then once you've named that document, a few more options will pop up on the side. One of those is a little folder. This is where you could click Organize. You click Move this item. You go into your drive and you select the folder that you want it saved into. So it's just an extra step that you have to take if you save within, or if you create within the Docs app itself. So again, I recommend creating from Google Drive and this button, because then it'll automatically save in the folder you want it to. There's one final way that you can create a document, and that is within Google Classroom. If I assign you a project or assignment within Google Classroom, it will appear on your stream. Once in your stream, you can click Open, and you'll see a section called Your Work. This is where you can create documents. Sometimes I will have attached a document that gives you instructions. Sometimes I will attach a document that I'm giving you editing rights to use, and that will appear in the Your Work section, and that you can open and just type right into. But there will be times where you're going to have to create your own document. And so the last way to create a doc is in Google Classroom. So you'll click the Create button, you'll click Docs. It will, just like Google Drive, I have an error, let me try again. Let me try a different assignment, although now I'm frozen. Okay, let's try opening this again. Sometimes we have to just be patient. Okay, so Now I have 2 documents. So when you're in, and I'm going to delete them so that you can see what this actually looks like when it happens. So when you open an assignment for the first time and want to create a document, you click on Create, and then you click on Docs. Once you click on Docs, it'll take a few seconds, and eventually a document will appear right here, and it will have the title of the assignment and your name. So you can see this assignment was called Building Adolescent Literacy Response, and then it has my name attached to it. I can then click on that document, and I can type my response to that question or that prompt right in that document. The only difference with creating a doc within Google Classroom is that if you create it within Google Classroom, when you go to your Google Drive folder, you would need to, and if you want to find it to continue working on it within Drive, you would have to go into Classroom. You would have to open that class, and you would have to find that assignment. And so I have that assignment right here, and I can open it up. You can also always return to that document by going back to your Google Classroom page and opening there. So those are the 3 ways to create a document. Sorry for that little bit of technical difficulty with the Google Classroom. Now I want to talk a little bit about what Google Docs looks like on the inside. So we've already renamed up here. We've already talked about how to organize and move documents from different folders. Okay, and then just like Microsoft Word, all of the different formatting options are across the top. You can change your font, you can change your size, you can change your size, you can change to bold, italicized, underline, you can change your color, you can change to center your typing, you can change the spacing, you can add numbers or bullet points. So all of those options are there, just like a normal just like a normal Microsoft Word document. You can add tables. They have other tools. You can do headers and footers. Lots of options that you can explore and look at. There's also a special button called the Share button. And when you click on this gives you the ability to share your document with other people. The main person that you're probably going to be sharing documents with will be me. And so if you want to share with someone, you just start typing in their name. You find their address. So mine is the Paulicki H at West Noble. You add their name, and then you can change over here if you want me to be able to edit, comment, or just view. Most times I'll just have you leave it as edit so that I can help make changes or anything like that. And then once you put that person in, you just click send, and then this document will automatically be shared with me, and I'll be able to open it up on my computer and look at your work. So this is Google Docs. If you have any extra questions, see the Google Classroom page for a Google Docs cheat sheet, or you can see me with questions.